Well, everyone, the Samsung Galaxy A36 has just came out. So I want to give a quick breakdown on exactly how to use this particular phone. It's a really good phone. If you're into the A series, you know that these devices are very, very good for the price. So let me go and give you a quick breakdown. Now, on the front side, you're getting your fairly large display. These phones have very, very big size panels, as you can tell. You're getting your hole punch display up right here, which is really nice. There's no Infinity U displays or anything like that. It's a standard display, which looks very, very good. A little bit of bezel around the whole entire device, not anything super crazy. You do have your earpiece at the very top as well. On the left side, there's not really too much going on here. It's just a standard flat side. At the very top, you're just getting your two microphone holes. At the bottom, you're getting your USB Type-C port as well as a SIM card eject tool tray. So you can go through and take out this tray and you can do a lot of other things with it as well. So that right there is another really cool thing you have the option of doing here. On the right side, you have your power button as well as the up-down volume buttons as well. So you can go through, you can increase the volume, decrease the volume, click on the power button. You have those types of options there. So that right there is another really cool thing that you have the option of doing. On the back side, you have your standard glass back, which looks and feels really good. So happy these things have glass backs. At least it feels like a glass back. And then you're getting your triple camera setup, your flash, and that's kind of about it. It's a good feeling phone. It looks and feels fairly good for the most part. And I do think this is a really, really good phone. Now you have a couple of different ways to power on your device. You can either double tap on the display like this, or you can click on the power button on the right side. Either way, it'll bring you into your lock screen. So your lock screen is basically where your notifications are. If you look at the very top, you have your status bar. You can see your battery life. You can see your Wi-Fi signal, emergency, if you have a T-Mobile account or whatever, it'll show up here. Here you'll have your actual lock screen. So you'll see your date and your time. You'll have your notifications that come up right here. So any notifications will come up right inside of this panel. And then you'll also have your phone call option, then your camera option down here as well. So you have a couple of different things that you can kind of modify here and kind of mess around with here as well. Now, if you want to modify your lock screen, you can hold down on your lock screen like this, and you'll come into this page. Now, within this page, you'll see a couple of different things that come up. What you can do is you can tap inside of your, type of page that you want to. So in this case, you can tap inside of like your time right up here, and you can go ahead and modify the way your time looks, which is actually really cool. So you can go through and you can modify all of these things. You can also go through and modify your app icons if you want to and change them out. And same thing with the camera icon as well. So you can kind of go through and change out all of these things right there. So that right there is another really cool thing that you have the opportunity of doing right here when it comes down to it. Now we can come back into our home screen by swiping up, and then we're in our home screen. So whenever you go ahead and click on the home button down here, it'll always take you into this page. You have your same status bar up here. You have your widgets, app icons, and other things across the board. So what you can do is you can click on an application to open it. You can click on the home button to go back home. Same thing with the widgets. You can view a widget, or you can tap on the widget to open it up, and you can click back on the home button to basically come back home. All these widgets and app icons can be moved around and deleted. So you can hold down on a widget here. You can move it around wherever you want to. You can even go through and do the same thing with an app icon, and you can move it to a different page. If you want to move it here, you can do that. You can also come back and move it back to the main page. Save the dock though stays the same. So no matter what page you're in, the dock will pretty much always stay consistently there. You can also take out app icons from the dock and move it up and back and down and vice versa. So you do have that type of capability there when it comes down to it from that side. Now you can also go through and hold down on the lock screen like this, and you can go ahead and start customizing your home screen. So you can go through and you can modify your pages to a different page. You can change your wallpaper and style, your themes, your widgets, all those types of things you can basically modify here. So that is exactly what you can end up doing in this particular situation as well. And that's exactly what I recommend doing in this particular situation too. Coming back home, you can start opening up your apps and kind of see what apps you kind of mess around with. You can open up your messages and you can click on message. If you click on Google Chrome, you go and open up your internet browser. If you open up your camera app icon, you'll come into your camera. Clicking on home brings you back home every single time. This 3 lines option right here will basically bring you into your recent applications. So any applications that you've recently opened or you want to mess with, you can go and open them up right here, and you'll see all the different app icons that you have available right here. Same thing with the back button. If you're inside of an application and you go inside of a certain page like this, if you go and want to go to the previous page, you can just click back on the home page and you'll come back into this app icon right there. So you do have that type of situation there you can always kind of mess around with. Tapping on home, if you want to go ahead and actually kind of get into all the applications that you have on your phone, you can swipe up from the top like this and get into your application library. So this is where all the apps are on your phone. You can swipe between all these applications like this. You'll see a lot of different apps that are available. And if you've downloaded new ones, they'll usually come at the ending point, and you can start clicking on them to open them up. And then if you're in an application like this and your application, if your home bar is gone, you can always swipe up from the bottom, and then you can always go through and you basically come back into your main page like this if you want to go back home. If you swipe down from the top left corner, you'll see this type of page come up. So this will house a lot of your applications and a lot of other things like that, your notifications for these applications. What you can always do is you can tap on a notification if you want to open up the app, or you can swipe the applications out like this if you want to clear out your application library in the background as well. So you do have that type of capability too, which is really cool. You can swipe down from the top right corner, right over here, if you want to go through and get into your application, basically your quick toggles. So if you want to quickly go and toggle on your Wi-Fi, your Bluetooth connection settings, if you want to, increase your toggles right here, you have more toggles right here you can modify with. You can also go through and increase or decrease your brightness. You can increase or decrease your sound as well if you want to make your sound brighter or higher or less as high. You have that type of capability here. Same thing with playing music, nearby devices, and smart things and smart view. You have that type of capability here if you want to modify these things. Coming back home, the other big app you should know about is within settings. So swipe up just like this. You want to come back and you want to click on the settings application one more time. When you do that, you'll probably come into a page that looks like this. The settings application is very important because it houses all the settings you have inside of your phone that you can modify. If you ever want to, search for a specific setting or a certain way to do things, you can always click on the search bar up here, and you can always search for certain things within this particular application. So if you're searching for a Wi-Fi or Bluetooth or whatever the case is, you can search for those things here, and that's exactly what I'd recommend doing. Now the settings app is pretty basic. You have your Samsung account at the very top if you want to log in. You have your connections, connected devices, modes and routines, notifications, display, battery. You have your wallpaper and style, themes, home screen, lock screen, and always on display. So you kind of get the idea. There are a lot of settings and a lot of things that you can basically mess around with and kind of modify. At the very bottom though, there's a little software update panel. This is a really, really important one. What I would recommend doing here is to go through, click on software update just like this, and then I'd recommend going through and clicking on download and install right up here. And this is going to be a pretty big one I'd recommend for everyone to kind of do. So in this particular situation, I would recommend every single person to go through and software update your phone. There's a very high chance you probably already have an update available by the time you go ahead and come into this page. So go through software update your phone, and this can easily be one of the most important things you end up doing here. So go through, update your phone, and that's another really big thing I'd recommend you to kind of think about doing in this particular situation as well. So that basically kind of covers it up here. That's everything you really need to know about your Samsung Galaxy A36. A big thing I'd recommend thinking about and doing is to put some sort of screen protector or some sort of case inside of your phone. That in and of itself can be one of the biggest things that I recommend doing in this particular situation if you want to go through and maintain basically your phone's durability for the most part. So in terms of that basically covers it up here. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.